I don't like being a witness for the other side. I don't know what I can possibly contribute, and I certainly don't appreciate testifying against Laura when I know darn well she didn't do it.
You're doing a great impression of a hostile witness, which I guess is what you are.
Please, God, don't let them ask me the details of my history with Laura. Look at that. Where's Simone? She's still reeling from her testimony yesterday.
I feel so guilty. I let Dara Jensen back me into a corner.
You told the truth.
Do you think the jury paid attention once the damage was done?
Of course they did. That's their job.
Okay.
How can anyone believe this heat?
Hi, Kevin. Thank you for coming.
You'll do fine. It's going to be murder in there today, though. Sorry.
It's a good one, Doc.
Good luck, Laura.
Thanks. I'll need it.
Statement, please.
Councilman Ward, will Laura Spencer take the stand on your behalf?
We haven't decided yet.
Is your client guilty?
My client is innocent.
Do you think you can get a non-guilty verdict?
Miss Thompson, from the Herald, my client is innocent, so we expect to get a non-guilty verdict.
What effect do you think that the case will have on public opinion regarding the election?
I'm here defending a woman wrongly accused of murder, and I think that is far more important
that winning
than...
this case is going to be your ticket back on the city council seat?
How many times do I have to say...
Ladies and gentlemen, Councilman Ward is due in court.
Oh, come on.
Any questions you have about his campaign, just feel free to direct towards me.
And you are?
I'm Alan Quartermain Jr. I'm acting campaign manager for the council.
Well, isn't that Laura Spencer's job?
Well, she's otherwise occupied right now. But we fully expect her back on the job in short order. Now, somebody ask about public opinion polls.
I'm in a jam. I didn't know what to do. I thought you might have some advice.
Try, dear Abby.
Don't I wish? But I'm in pretty deep to a guy in Atlantic City. Barber's his name. He's looking for me to pay up, and he's looking for me to pay up fast. I don't have that kind of money. And I'm racking my brain trying to figure out where I can find it. And then I thought to myself, Edward Quartermain. Now there's a man who has answers.
I'm out of answers.
Think hard, Mr. Quartermain. Think real hard.
I'm making a big mistake thinking this well won't run dry.
My back is kind of up against a wall here. I gotta come up with the goods.
Your gambling problems are not my concern.
That's only half true. See, when you gave me that generous reward in exchange for the videotape, I figured for sure I could triple it at the tables. Except my luck didn't hold. And there I was, left holding a marker for a lot more than I started out with.
And you think that I'm the man to turn your lock on?
If not you, then someone, somewhere will be interested in that videotape. I mean, the image of your grandson, who happens to be Laura Spencer's attorney, caught leaving Ward House seconds after the fire started. The mind reels.
How many copies are you holding on to?
One. Call it insurance.
I call it highway robbery. Now, this bank is officially closed. And in the words of my family's resident philosopher, you can blow it out your ear.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of Justice Ward's greatest strengths is that politics has never been his primary motivation. Now, right now, he is inside defending a woman who has been wrongly accused. Now, folks, that's not only the moral choice, that's the responsible choice.
Did Laura Spencer do it?
No, but I'm not qualified to discuss the case.
Well, who do you think is going to win?
Well, personally, I'm rooting for the Mets. Folks, feel free to come on down to campaign headquarters. We'll set up a one-on-one, okay? Thanks.
Try to keep your emotions in check. The jury's watching every flicker.
Tell that to Poker Face here.
Wish I had a couple of aces up my sleeve for you.
All rise. Part 2 of the Supreme Court of the State of New York is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marion Henry presiding. Please seat.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Are the people ready to call their next witness?
Yes, Your Honor. The people call Barbara Jean Jones. Jones, you were at the Ward house the night Damian Smith was murdered, were you not?
I was outside the house, yes, as was most of the neighborhood.
Describe for us, please, the events that led to your being there.
Well, I had spent the evening at home with my husband, Dr. Tony Jones. I thought my sister-in-law Laura was with the other Ward house children in Rochester. So you can imagine my shock when I found out she was actually inside the burning house with Leslie Lou and James, and my brother had gone in after them.
And your brother did manage to save them, is that right?
Yes, well, my brother's an amazing man. Yes, he saved them.
Now, who is this James you refer to?
You're her doctor. Do you think she could have done it?
James was the Ward house baby.
Bobby, she really hated him, you know.
So did we.
He was the reason why Laura was there.
And what happened to them after they came out of the house?
Both children were checked out by the paramedics. And considering what they'd all been through in there, they were actually in very good shape.
Could you be a little bit more specific?
After they were given oxygen, there were some concerns regarding smoke inhalation with Laura and Leslie Lou, so it was decided that they should be taken to General Hospital for overnight observation. James was somewhat better off because Laura had thought to cover both babies with a wet towel, preventing significant injury.
Remarkable. So, what happened to James while Laura and her baby were at the hospital?
My husband and I took him home with us. Currently chief surgical nurse at General Hospital.
So you had the opportunity to observe him while he was with you?
Yes, I did.
You told the court he was quite robust and energetic.
Yes, but he was also very loving. He was a joy. I called him Sweet Baby James.
Was he sick?
Well,
you're a nurse. I mean, you'd know the signs, say, if he was reacting to the fire.
Well, he had a slight fever, and he cried a lot during the first night.
Just the first night? I mean, considering the level of trauma he experienced during the burning of the only home he's ever known, is that unexpected?
Objection, Your Honor, beyond the scope. She's a nurse, not a psychiatrist.
I'll allow it. You may answer.
Well, it wouldn't be unexpected.
But he was not in any pain?
I don't believe so.
Again, Mrs. Jones, you are a nurse. Certainly you would recognize pain when you saw it.
Well, you know, he's just a baby. He can't talk, so he couldn't tell me if he were in pain.
Did you give him any medication while he was under your care? Yes or no?
No.
Because he didn't seem to require any, correct?
Correct.
Did anyone mention to you that James had been ill earlier that evening? That he suffered from a fever and an ear infection?
Well, no, but there was such chaos.
Did you know that a pediatrician had been called and medication prescribed that your brother rushed over there to Ward House for James's condition?
No, I didn't know that until later.
Because you saw no such illness. You, a reputable medical professional, saw no indication that James was at all sick, correct?
No.
As far as you know, Mrs. Spencer, who's very familiar with ear infections because her daughter suffers from them, could have described the symptoms to Dr. Hardy for the purpose of making her believe that that baby was sick.
No. Why would she do that?
Because she needed an excuse for not going with the others to Rochester, didn't she?
Objection!
Sustained.
Withdrawn. Mrs. Jones, do you know the accused to be the type of woman to go to extreme measures to protect her family?
Well, yes, as any of us would.
Extreme measures such as using a helpless baby's phantom illness to cover for murder?
Objection, Your Honor. She's putting words in the witness's mouth.
Sidebar, counsel.
Mr. Quartermain, a few questions, please.
Why the interest in this trial, Mr. Quartermain?
Justice, what's yours?
Why has the scion of the Quartermain Empire become such a fixture?
Isn't it obvious? I'm a trial groupie. Now leave me alone.
Do you have the time?
What do you want?
I thought you should know. I'm meeting Luke Spencer on the docks near Warehouse 13 at 6 p.m. I'll be there at 5:30. The videotape goes to the highest bidder.
It goes to the witness's expertise as a medical professional.
That's not what it sounded like.
I'll grant you some leeway, but the court expects you to ask questions, not make speeches, Miss Jensen.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
The DA's just blowing smoke.
Sounds pretty convincing to me.
Barbara's not an expert on ear infections. Justice can prove that.
Mrs. Jones, how many children do you have?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance.
It goes to the witness's expertise as a mother.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
I am a mother. I lost a child. My husband and I still have a son, Lucas.
I'm sorry. Suffice it to say that you have experience raising children.
Yes.
And is it your experience as a nurse and as a mother that certain traumatic experiences can have a long-lasting effect on a young child's development?
Oh, yes, of course.
And is it your impression as a nurse and as a mother that even a child as young as James could be affected by the events of that evening? For example, if he had been put to a murder or a violent act?
Objection, Your Honor. Presumes facts not in evidence.
Point, Miss Jensen.